Alright, so as you guys saw by the title, in this video I'm going to be going over how I made over $600,000 with a clothing brand in just 6 months. Now here's the proof down here, screenshot from the period September 19th to March 7th. We had almost $2.3 million in total revenue and over $600,000 in attributed revenue. Now this video is going to be a full breakdown of everything I did to get these results, all the marketing strategies we used, etc. And one thing I do want to say before we get into it is I urge you to stick around till the very end of the video, because at the end I'm going to be giving away some bonus resources that will be extremely useful for you and your clothing brand if you're a brand owner, so you want to stick around for that. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So just a bit of background on me, a bit of context so you can see what I do. My name is Alexa and I run a company called Seption Digital, and we are an email and SMS marketing agency that exclusively works with clothing and fashion brands. So nobody else. We only work in the clothing and apparel and fashion industry, and these are some results that we've got for the clothing brands that we worked with. So here you can see $1.1 million total revenue. We had $250,000 in attributed revenue from email and SMS. Over here, 1.5 million total revenue, almost 400,000 in attributed revenue. Here we have 400,000 British pounds, and out of that, almost 160,000 British pounds was attributed through email and SMS, which is 37% of total revenue. And then finally here, another client of ours, $435,000 in revenue from email and SMS marketing. So this is just to show you guys the results that we've gotten and that I know what I'm talking about. I'm qualified to speak in this video, and we're going to be going over a case study of one of our most successful clients to date, how we generated $600,000 from scratch basically for their brand. And now these are some of the brands that we've worked with. So here you can see Glow Gang, which is Chief Keef's brand, Half Evil Co., really great brand out of Chicago, and then Ditch and Corvidae, two other big brands. They're amazing. But just to give you guys some context, so this was a pretty big brand in the streetwear space. They were already pretty successful in doing a lot of things right. They were just missing one key thing. And so here's the criteria that we usually look for an amazing clothing brand. You need to have great organic traffic, so lots of eyeballs and site visitors, and then great content and photos as well. You want to have amazing products, and this brand already had success, and so they already had that proof of concept. People like their products. And the last thing is good email and SMS backend marketing systems in place, which they did not have. So they had these first two. They were getting a lot of eyeballs. They had great organic traffic and content. They had amazing products that people liked. They were just missing that last step, which was good email and SMS marketing. Now, like I said, this brand had a problem. They were almost there. They had two out of the three things that make an amazing and successful clothing brand, but they were missing arguably the most important of the three criteria. And most clothing brands are missing this, so they're not alone. Now, this brand was sitting on a gold mine. They just didn't know it yet. And now this is where I came in. I noticed how much money they were missing out on and how much more money I could help them make. So I had to do something about it. I reached out to their team and I brought this huge issue to their attention. I explained to them exactly who I am, what I do, and how I can help them with their email and SMS marketing and help them make way more money. And a little short while later, boom, we're working together. Now this is where the fun part starts, because now I'm going to be going over exactly what I did to achieve these results and take them from absolutely zero email or SMS marketing in place to having an exceptional backend conversion system that prints money for them 24/7 and has generated over $600,000 from literally scratch in just 6 months. Now this is the 6-step email and SMS marketing process. So we begin with Klaviyo account setup, then we go over growing their list from zero, then we talk about setting up their flows, which are their email and SMS automations. We go over sending regular campaigns to their list, doing product drops properly, and then finally optimization. So we'll get right into it with number one, the Klaviyo account setup. Now because this brand had never done any email or SMS marketing previously at all, this was obviously a huge issue. And once we started working with them, we set up their Klaviyo account entirely from scratch. Now we do this with every client we work with that hasn't done any email or SMS marketing at all in the past. We help set their account up from scratch and walk them through the entire process step by step, so it's pretty easy on the client side. But trust me, it's not just as easy as creating an account and starting to blast your whole list with emails. Setting your account up properly is crucial, and if you set it up wrong, it'll mess your entire email and SMS marketing strategy and system down the line. There's a lot of complex and technical stuff that you have to get right when setting up your account to make sure that you set yourself up for success properly. So we made sure to set up their account properly for email and SMS marketing. We integrated Klaviyo with their Shopify website properly, set up their branded setting domain. We installed DMARC under their DNS settings and made sure that their sender address matched with their branded sending domain that we set up for them. So everything I just mentioned is just the new sender requirements that were put in place as of February 1st, 2024. These are just basically some requirements that you need in your Klaviyo account to ensure that your emails don't go to spam and you actually reach your audience. So we set up that branded sending domain for the brand. We updated their default sender email address and we added DMARC to their domain. Now this is a really important part. We made sure to install a very important metric that isn't automatically available to you, which is the added to cart metric. Now I don't exaggerate when I say that 90% of clothing brands don't even have an added to cart metric installed. You might think that you're recovering carts, but really you're only recovering checkouts. These are two completely different things. You have to actually manually install the added to cart metric because it doesn't come with your Klaviyo account. You have to install it on your Shopify website. Manually installing this added to cart metric is what allowed us to actually recover both abandoned carts and abandoned checkouts, ensuring that no money is left on the table. We also had to set up their SMS marketing from scratch. scratch, which meant getting their unique phone number registered and set up in all of the countries that we plan to send SMS messages to, and updating their privacy policy and terms of service to include SMS marketing requirements, stuff like that. Now for us, this was pretty much a walk in the park because we've done this a bunch of times for a number of clients and we're pretty experienced in setting Klaviyo accounts up from scratch. But if you're new to this, it might be hard for you, and if you're a new brand just looking to set up your Klaviyo yourself, you may not know about all these technical things that you absolutely need and that are crucial to your success. Now I know all of this can sound like gibberish, but don't worry, I'll make a video explaining exactly how to set up your Klaviyo account from scratch and how to set up all the technical stuff in order to set yourself up and your brand for success down the line. So subscribe to my channel and that video will be coming out shortly. Now this is probably one of the most important parts of this whole video. Now I'm going to go over growing their list. So because this brand had never done any email or SMS marketing previously, they had no email or SMS list whatsoever. We were starting from scratch. Now it's not an easy task, and we were sitting there thinking about how we're going to go about growing their list from scratch, and we decided to take advantage of the already amazing organic traffic they were getting on their website. And so we installed a high converting pop-up form to capture these website visitors, email addresses, and phone numbers. So like I said, this brand had great content. They already had a huge fan base built up just from their content and their brand name. Now we just had to capture this site traffic and get the email and addresses and phone numbers of these site visitors to start growing their list. And like I said, we did that through a high converting sign-up form, and I'll just let you see the results here. So as you can see, you can't see here, but it's from September 9th to now, we had over a 12% submit rate. That's almost 13% of site traffic that's getting converted to their email and SMS list. And here you can see the list growth. So their email list, we took them from 0 to over 20,000 email subscribers, and their SMS list, even more impressive, from 0 to almost 50,000 subscribers. Now, our pop-up form, like I said, was converting at nearly 13%. And keep in mind the industry average for pop-up forms on Shopify sites is around 2%. So as you can see, massive change there. In only 6 months, we grew their email list from 0 to 20K and their SMS list from 0 to almost 50K. And even still to this day, we're growing their list by around 400 subscribers daily. Now, not only does this mean that they have 80,000 people that they can directly send notifications to every time that there's a drop or sale, etc., but this also means that they have 80,000 warm leads that they practically own. Now, the thing I want you to remember is that Instagram accounts can get banned permanently. Ad accounts can get shut down for any reason. If you're only relying on Instagram or ads to build your brand, you're building your brand on rented land. You don't actually own it. It's not in your control. Your email and SMS lists, on the other hand, are assets and data that you own forever. So no matter what happens, this brand in this case will always be able to reach these people that already know, like, and trust their brand, and they'll always be able to generate sales no matter what. This is what I really want to stress for you brand owners out there that are watching this video. You need to take your email and SMS marketing seriously because it's what's going to give your brand longevity, and it's going to allow you to stick around forever and not be platform dependent. So this was an absolute game changer for this brand's business. Obviously, your email or SMS lists are indestructible, and this is why they're your brand's most valuable assets, and you need to treat them as such. This brand's business was literally transformed because they went from having no own data and only relying on Instagram to having 20,000 emails and 50,000 phone numbers that they can directly contact whenever they want. Now I'm going to go over the next part, which is setting up their flows automation. So now that we got their Klaviyo account set up properly and we started growing their list efficiently and consistently, the next step was setting up the proper flows to welcome their subscribers to their email channel and recover on lost purchases. So if you don't know already, flows are automated email sequences that get sent out to recipients whenever they perform a certain action. And now different email sequences should be sent out to these recipients when they subscribe to your list for the first time, when they view a product, don't add it to cart, or add a cart but they don't go to checkout, etc. Now you set up these sequences based on triggers. So these are actions that the customer takes as mentioned above, and the emails get sent out to the recipients automatically when they perform the action. So you don't need to send them out manually. Flows are the foundation of a successful email marketing strategy, and they're one of the most important aspects of it. They literally print money and target recipients 24/7, even in your sleep. We did this brand's flow setup the same way we do flow setup for any brand that we work with. We focused on the needle movers first. Now there's a saying out there that says that 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. And trust me, from my experience and the many brands that we've worked with, the same applies to email marketing. These are basic flows that every single brand needs no matter what. You want to have a welcome series, so when someone subscribes to your list for the first time, they get hit with a welcome series that welcomes them to your brand. You want to have a site abandonment flow. This is when someone visits your site but doesn't click on any specific products or do anything further. Now you want to have a browse abandonment flow too, so this is when someone actually clicks on a specific product but doesn't do anything further and doesn't add it to cart. And then you want to have a cart abandonment after that. So this is when someone adds an item to their cart but does not begin to check out. Heavy emphasis on that. You want to have a separate cart and checkout abandonment flow. And then next, obviously, as I just said, checkout abandonment. So this is when someone actually begins to check out but doesn't purchase the item. This is the last step before a purchase. And the last one you want to have in place is a post-purchase flow. So this is when someone purchases an item. You can see all these flows that we had set up for the brand here: welcome series, site abandonment, post-purchase, checkout, cart, and browse. And so we set up every single one of these flows with 1 to 8 emails inside of each flow for this brand and made them live. Now, when someone joins the email list, they're immediately hit with a welcome email that delivers the incentive that the recipient subscribed for, welcomes them to the brand, and shows some of the best sellers and pushes the recipient to the website to make a purchase using their incentive. We also have abandonment flows that are targeting people at every stage of the customer journey, whether someone is just browsing the site and window shopping, or someone is at checkout and they're literally just one step away from purchasing something. These flows are here to push these warm leads further down that funnel that I just explained and make a purchase. They're printing money for this brand 24/7. And then finally, we have a post-purchase flow that is meant to thank the customer for their purchase, remove buyer's remorse, and then upsell or cross-sell potentially down the line. Now together, these flows cover all the basic automations that every brand needs, and they're a very solid start. As I mentioned earlier, 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions, and these flows that I just went over are the 20% of your actions that you want to focus on. These are the base flows that every single brand needs, and they're crucial. So at this point, I explained all the flows that we set up, but you're probably wondering how they're actually performing. Now, I just want you to take a look at our first welcome email metric. So this is email 1 in our welcome flow. You can see over 60% open rates. We have 24% click rates and 9.1% placed order rates, which generated $265,000 up until today. This single email generated over $265,000 for this brand, which is absolutely huge. I'll really want to put a focus on this click rate here. This is 24% click rate on an email. Text messages don't even get that click rate. This is absolutely insane, and this email did even better than we thought, but it just goes to show how important having a welcome series and a welcome email is to welcome these people that are subscribing to your list. This did really good for this brand. And now I'm going to go over consistent campaigns. So now that we had both huge email and SMS lists, along with a great set of automations installed, it was time to start sending consistent campaigns to this brand's list and keep these subscribers engaged and stay top of mind with their customers. Now, luckily for us, this brand had a ton of products available. There's always something for everyone. This made sending campaigns super easy on our end. We were able to promote different products based on the time of year, holiday, relevant world news and events, etc. Because they had so many products available, there was always something for everyone, and we had endless options of what to market and promote. Now, we started off by sending one email campaign per week to the engaged segment of your list. This is super important that you understand this. We are not blasting this brand's entire list with email campaigns. That's going to ruin your deliverability, and you definitely shouldn't do that. So we started off very lightly by just sending one campaign per week to the engaged segment of the list, and then we slowly worked our way up to sending 3 to 4 campaigns per week to the engaged segment of your list, ensuring that we don't see a drop in open or click rates and ensuring that we don't annoy these unengaged recipients that don't even want to read our emails. And then as for the results, you can see here, all of these emails have between a 40 and 60% open rate. All of them have between a 2 and 5% click rate, and we were printing between $5,000 and $15,000 with every single email campaign that we sent out, and between $30,000 and $40,000 with every SMS campaign that we sent out. Now, I really want to stress how powerful this is. We were literally making between $5,000 and $40,000 whenever we wanted, without the help of social media. And I mean that. This brand was doing almost zero social media posts, just simple but effective emails and text messages. If sales are low one day, for example, we just sent an email or text out and it turned everything around. This is the power of having a proper email and SMS marketing team in your business that knows what they're doing. Whenever we wanted to, we could literally print between $5,000 and $40,000 whenever we wanted out of thin air. And this is because of the leads that we generated through our sign up form and from the flows that were nurturing these customers, and then finally these campaigns that we were sending to their list that are targeting their subscribers and promoting their products. Super important. But now we're going to move on to drops. So in this case, this was interesting. This brand was what I like to call a hybrid store, meaning their site was open 24/7 and they always had items available to buy, but they would also do new product releases pretty often. But here's the thing. This brand would put up new items on their site completely randomly. They would very rarely even post on their Instagram for these drops and let their followers know that there were new items available. And this was obviously a huge issue. Honestly, before this brand, I don't think I've ever seen something like this, but they were just putting new items up on site randomly and not even promoting them to their Instagram, which is super weird. But like I said, this is obviously a huge issue, but because this brand had a huge fan base, we knew there was an insane amount of potential with their product drops if we did stuff the right way. And now that we had a huge email and SMS list built up, we could finally start doing things the right way. And now here's the formula that we typically see for successful product drops and the formula that we use for our clients. You want to be sending emails 7 days before, 5 days before, 3 days before, 1 day before, 3 hours before early access, and then finally an email on early access as well. And now for SMS, because SMS is so personal and also a lot more expensive, you want to hold off on the volume on SMS. So for this, we only do 24 hours before we send a text message. And then obviously when early access is live, you also want to send a text message. And now obviously this would be a huge game changer for the brand. They were just going from putting new items up on their site randomly and not even posting on their socials for new drops to having a proper email and SMS rollout for the new product launches. Like I said, this is an absolute game changer from them. Because we had such an engaged email and SMS list, this brand went from basically having 0 people knowing about their new product launches to having tens and tens of thousands of people notified not only when their new products are live, but also being nurtured monitored all the way leading up to the drop so that they're aware and ready to buy. And you can imagine what the results looked like for this after we implemented our drop strategy. This is a screenshot showing our campaign performance, so you can see we had over 700,000 total recipients. We maintained 50% open rates, almost 2.5% click rates, and an excellent placed order rate here. And as you can see by the graph, these numbers are just improving over time, which is great. And now I want to go over the final step, which is optimization. So at this point, we had a great foundation built up. We had very solid email and SMS lists built up. We had the base flows fully up and running for this brand. We were sending consistent campaigns out, and we also had a few product drops under our belt. We were getting great results, but it could always be improved. And now this is where A/B testing comes in. Now that we had our foundation for their email and SMS marketing set up, it was time to begin A/B testing and optimizing these results. And now we A/B tested everything from sign-up forms, flow time delays, subject lines, preview text, button call to actions, plain text versus design-heavy emails, everything you can think of. This is what really took the brand's email and SMS marketing to the next level. The results went from good to great, and we now not only had their whole email and SMS marketing backend built out, but we were also starting to get it optimized. And I want to go over one of the most successful A/B tests that we did for this brand was actually on their sign-up form. And this was a simple headline test, and the results were massive. We tested a headline that said "want 10% off?" versus another headline that said "you've got 10% off" with an exclamation mark. Now the interesting thing is that second headline won by a landslide, bringing our submit rate from 8 to 9% to 12 to 13%. Now this is because if you frame the headline this way, it makes the site visitor feel like they just won something and unlocked a discount, and all they need to do is click claim now to receive it. And it's things like this that allowed us to take their email list from 0 to 20k subscribers and their SMS list from 0 to 50k subscribers in just 6 months. Testing your sign up forms is super important, and it's what's going to allow you to go from that 2% industry average submit rate to having an exceptional submit rate like us at about 12 to 13%. And now finally, this brings us to today, where we have 80,000 sign up form submits, over $600,000 generated, and a 30% revenue increase later. We increased their revenue by nearly 1/3 in just 6 months, and we did that extremely profitably. And this is what I really want to emphasize. We didn't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads to get to this point. Email and SMS marketing is actually extremely cheap, relatively speaking. But more importantly, this brand now had data that they own, and their revenue is in their own control and in their own hands and not up to the algorithms. But this is just the start. We're going to keep setting consistent campaigns for this brand, keep doing more product drops the right way and improving, and keep adding more advanced flows and continue to relentlessly A/B test to get the best results possible. And here's a final reminder, $2.3 million in total revenue and $614,000 generated from email and SMS from complete scratch. This brand had zero email and SMS marketing set up and no email or SMS lists built out. This was from complete scratch, and we got their email and SMS marketing systems to be generating over 25% of their total revenue in just 6 months. Now, if you think these results are impressive and want us to do the same for your brand, I'll leave a link in the description. It'll be the first link down below. You can book a call and see if your brand qualifies to work with us. Now, I do want to preface this by saying that this call is not a sales call. By booking a call, you have literally no obligation or commitment to work with us whatsoever, and at the very least, you'll leave the call with some actionable steps that you can take to implement into your brand right away and transform your email and SMS marketing results and generate way more revenue. We can go over what you're currently doing right now, where you can improve, what we would do if we were working with you, and at the end, it's your choice if you want to work with us and get an email and SMS marketing team that exclusively works with clothing brands into your brand and working on your email and SMS marketing. You can, and if not, like I said, at least you'll walk away with some actionable steps that you can implement right away. So I'll leave a link to book a call with us down below in the description. It'll be the first link there, and also under that I'll leave a link to this doc where you can download it and save it for yourself. And I urge you to do this because if we scroll down here, there's actually a bonus section. Now this bonus section I'm not going to go over in the video. It'll only be for people that download it using the link in the description, but basically I'm going to give away the exact templates that we use to achieve these results. So in this video I went over what we actually did, growing their list, building out their flows, sending consistent campaigns, doing product drops, A/B testing, etc. But in this bonus section you'll receive the exact sign up form template that we use to get a 13% submit rate and generate over 80,000 leads. You'll get the welcome email template that we use to generate over $265,000 for this brand. You'll also get the SMS campaign template that we use to generate over $40,000 from a single SMS message. And then also you'll be getting the drop email that we use for new product drops. So that'll be the second link in the description. You can download the doc and get access to this bonus part here, where you'll get the exact templates that we use that I didn't include from this video. But yeah, like I said, if you want to work with us, if you want to get on a call, that'll be the first link, and then the doc will be the second link in the description. Now, thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys got some value out of this. Please subscribe and drop a like, comment if you have any questions, and I'll keep dropping videos like this, keep giving you guys value. My only goal here is to give you guys the strategies that we're working now this year and that you can implement into your clothing brand to get better results the same way we do this for the rest of our clients. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.